Hello guys, how we doing? Phil Kent here, and just starting another Affiliate Mentor live training. And I'm just getting the phone ready as well because I did miss some comments yesterday. And basically, what I'm doing, I've started my own 90-day challenge. In case you didn't know what I was doing, and part of that 90-day challenge, I'm going to do a live every day. This is not something that someone's told me to do. Whenever I do a challenge, I will nearly always do a live. So I'm just bringing the live feed into it. Yeah, so the 90-day challenge any challenge is really good. Set yourself a 30-day, 60-day, 90-day, because the main reason for it gives you incentive, it gives you sort of motivation and things like that. And when you're part of the Affiliate Mentor program, as part of the training modules, especially that's found in the AI Launch Secrets, you go through the modules there, which are excellent, the training modules. They suggest a 90-day challenge. Or they don't suggest a 90-day challenge, but definitely do a challenge. I think it is 90-day actually. And I'm a big fan of challenges. I did one in OLSP, I've done one afterwards with OLSP. And they give you that incentive, they give you that motivation, and people like to watch challenges and track results and things like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the usual thing. I'm going to go into some bits and pieces today, show you some figures and show you some tips and tracking tips and traffic methods and things like that, programs to use, so programs that I use that generally get results as well, and go from there. So let's just go, let's jump straight in and share the screen. I can share the screen down here, give it a moment. I have to click a few buttons to get it to share within StreamYard, but I kind of got used to it now. It took a little while to get going. So let's just jump over first of all to the Affiliate Mentor tab, just to show you through. This is where you arrive when you join for $25 one time, get access to your dashboard. A few questions have been asked in the Facebook group recently. I noticed some people say, is it $25 monthly? No, it's not. Do I have to pay again? No, you don't. There are obviously upgrades in the program, as with most programs. Upgrades are always highly recommended, but they're optional at the end of the day. So if you want to come on board and get a $25 membership, you can do so, and you're going to get access to a ton of information and training, because when you drop over onto the Spark tab, you've got the sort of training vault, which is pre-recorded sort of webinars and things like that, and Zoom calls. And you've also got the best part of it, which is the AI Launch Secrets. This is in separate modules here. This is excellent. I definitely recommend people to use either the flipping book or download the PDF. Far more detailed, far more involved, and I just like when you see it, and they put images with it as well. And it's an excellent training, and that is the best way to send people. And then people are still asking sort of messages in the Facebook group when you see them saying, where do I go? How do I get started? I've not generated any leads yet. And the answers from the admins and people that have been there are always the same. Have you gone through the Launch Secrets training yet? And most of the time, the answers are no, they haven't. So these things are in place for a reason. This is a very well laid out program. It's so simple to use. There's nothing confusing about it. There's nothing difficult about it. It's just a case of get on board, go through the training, go through these modules here, and get yourself your own plan of action. Do what they tell you to do. They help you to produce your first leads. They help you to produce your first 3 to 5 people on board. And then you can tell once those team members come on board, you instruct them to do the same. Get on board, get yourself verified, get yourself the usual sort of setup process, but then go through the AI Launch Secrets training. It's highly recommended, and it's so effective. Upgrades are there. Obviously, you've got the core upgrades, you've got the VIP upgrades. If you're in a position to take them. They're not out of reach. Some sort of high ticket programs are in the sort of 2,000, 5,000, even 10,000 or more. We've seen online to upgrade into these VIP packages or whatever they call them. And a lot of it is very expensive for a lot of people. Okay. The upgrades here are nowhere near that amount. Together, if you get the annual core upgrade, you get the VIP upgrade, I think it's going to set you back about $700 in total, as far as I remember. Highly worth it, guys. Really, really recommended. Anyway, let's crack on. So what I want to talk about a little bit today is in the traffic scene. A few programs that I use. The conversation came about because I was talking with somebody yesterday, and they said they were being promoted very hard, and they said they're not getting any results, not getting any leads, and nothing's happening. So then I asked, where have you been advertising? And they named one platform, well, I won't name the platform because I'm not going to sort of call anybody out or anything like that. I'm not going to name the person. But they basically named one fairly well-known sort of traffic exchange platform. It's quite a big one, it's quite a well-known one. And this is the only place they came back and told me they'd been advertising. And this is not the way to do it. You may have used it before, you may have been successful with a particular platform before, but you've got to have multiple platforms out there generating for you and getting your traffic out there for you. You've got to be tracking everything. It's absolutely essential. You've got to be tracking everything. I mean, I do a YouTube video. Later on, I'll do a separate video normally. This one always goes onto YouTube, this live. You know, I'll put a couple of shorts up there. I opened a TikTok account the other day. I'm not a big fan of TikTok by any means, but it was in the training modules. So I said, I'll give it a run. And I mean, I'm not getting thousands of views. I don't expect to go viral, but I'm just doing the niche related videos and seeing if I can get some traction on there. I'll keep you posted on that. So I've done 3 videos and just posting 1 a day. I'm using different traffic sites. You know, I'm testing things out. I've used some paid traffic to see how that converts and stuff like that. And you've got to be constantly trying and testing. You've got to be seeing what's working. Now, when you're using the program such as Leads Leap, it makes the sort of tracking features ever so easy to use. Because if you're using any of the pages, I mean, let's just say if you're using, let's find one of Edward's pages, for example. Let's just open this up here. This is one of Edward's, our team leader, Edward Keats pages. This is one of the VIP pages you get access to if you upgrade to VIP. You got the URL at the top here, and literally all you can, if you're going to say you're going to put this on Facebook, all you would do literally would be put some letters on the end of this URL that meant something to you. So, you know, you could just put FB post, Facebook post, or put a date on it. When today's the 11th of September, so you could put, you know, at Facebook 11/09 or whatever. Yeah. And then if somebody comes along and opts in and goes through, you're going to know where this leads come from. The tracking is essential. Now, also inside Leads Leap, you've got I can't click on the list tab, but I've taken a couple of screenshots. You need to know who's active. You need to know who's opening leads and things like that. And you need to be opening emails. Just because people aren't joining doesn't mean they're not looking at what you're doing. And now, apart from laboriously going on and clicking the sort of stats icon against every single person's email, and you could be there forever. They've got a tagging feature. So when you have an email that you say you've written out an email, or even if you imported one, if you go down to the bottom inside of Leads Leap, so I can't show you because if I go into that list, it's going to show probably going to show some people's details. Unless let me think about if I do it a different way. Let me think about this. 1 second. I'll try and sort of show you. 1 sec. Let's click over to here. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So let's go to one of the AM follow-ups. If I go to, I'll click on one of this. Is some of the follow-up emails for Affiliate Mentor. So if I just pick one at random and pick on this, you know, view edit the episode. If I go down to the bottom here, as you can see, you've got tagging features here, and as you can see, I'll put my tags here. Now you basically will put a tag in these boxes for anything that means something to you, because I could just put in a tag that you're copying of Leads Leap. It's got to mean something to you, so you've got a reference to it. So this is email number 7 on day 7. So as you can put, I've got AM day 7. I've got an open tag. I've got AM day 7. I've got VSL1, which is one of the sales letters that clicks through for Affiliate Mentor. I've got AM day 7 TF Super. That means that's a link to my Traffic Fortune Super Funnel page. That was my own traffic and resources page. And then I've also got AM day 7 Facebook profile. So, okay, so that means that's down at the bottom of my signature. There's a link to my Facebook. And what all these basically mean, you know, if you're thinking, what's all this about? Okay. What it basically means is that when you, well, I'll bring the screenshots up now. So I've had to screenshot these, obviously, because this is from actually inside the email addresses. Now, where these tags come in, you can see this list here. This is all the tags. So this is a screenshot of inside of the people that have joined the email list, just on one of the pages. Yeah, and there's so much information here. So first of all, as you can, here's all the tags that I was just referring to on the tags. Yeah. So as you can see on this guy here, you know, AM day open, which means that was sort of the first day. I can look across, he's active, he's verified, obviously. You know, he came from wholesale premium traffic. He's on day number 12. He opened he opened an email, this one here, something that must have been an opt-in form where no name was needed. He opened the email, day 6, it came from viral mailer for use solo. Okay, now here's another interesting part. I don't know if you can, how well you can see this on here. But this date here is their sign-up date. Now, Edward himself has touched on things like this before. When people will stay on your email list, they'll still open what you're sending and they'll be watching what you're doing. This down here are the sign-up date. And I don't know, you might not be able to see it on this live, but this one actually says 29th of June, 2024. So this person came from the viral mailer for you solo ad, and he's still opening mails that he receives from myself. Okay, because it's a 24. I've got another one here, 27th of June, 2024, came from free advertising for you solo ad. I've got another one. Look at this one, 2021. It's just this just proves a point that people will still be opening your stuff. And it's not just the sort of new ones, but basically the tagging features, why it's good. I mean, obviously I've sorted them into sort of the taggings first, and the reason you do that because these tagging ones, these tell you that they're opening emails and they tell you that they're clicking on the links. Okay, if I put open on it, it means they just open the email, and if it's just the VSL1 Traffic Super, it shows me that this person here opened the email, for example. So you might not be able to see it. Open the email, for example. He clicked the VSL1 link from Affiliate Mentor, so he clicked through, and he also clicked on my Traffic Super funnel page as well, traffic and resource page. I'm going to take a look at that. So when you get, and this comes, and he came from wholesale premium traffic, right? And then you've got another one here, no name. That's probably when you just get just an email box with no name. But as you can see, this one came from Mailer Gold. Says when they joined, opened email day 3 and day 4. You clicked on the VSL1, you clicked on my Traffic Fortune, and you also went through and looked at my Facebook profile. Can you see how much information you're getting? And I've got another one here as well. So I took 2 pages. And these are the leads that you want to be working with, and you can set this up inside Leads Leap where you can automatically move these leads via their tags to a new list. So you'll create what's like, we call it an active list or whatever you want to call it, and purely on the tagging features alone it will move them for you, you know, automatically. You don't have to do anything, because otherwise, imagine if you had a list of hundreds, you've got to go for every single person, you'd be there for days. But it can automatically move them over. And these, at the end of the day, are the people you want to be communicating with more, because I've still got some, even on this one, look, 16th of June 2024, came from a Leads Leap Pro ad over a year ago, still opening emails that they receive. They're not unsubscribed, because you're sending them stuff all the time, yeah? Go on for 2023. He opened day 2, he opened day 4, he opened day 6. He went through to the team link because he put rebrand. And see, just by these little bits of snippets of information that you put on the end, it's going to tell you which links they click through. And this obviously person took quite a lot of interest, yeah. Got a Fafi block ad, free advertising for you. That means 12th of June 2024, yeah. Clicked on my YouTube link, opened day 3, opened the welcome email, and clicked on the VSL1 sales letter link. Can you see how powerful this information is, then and these are the people that you want to be kind of working with. Okay, these are the ones that are going to, these are the sort of subscribers that you want, and then you can either manually move them to a different list or just let Leads Leap do it for you, because on that tagging feature I showed you, it will actually move them over. I'll go down to the same one where I looked at page 7. You can set up a tag down the bottom. Switch list options. It is a pro feature, guys. That's why we keep banging on about it. You need to be upgraded. Switch list options, as you can see, yeah, and it even shows you a tutorial. So you can basically buy certain tags. If these people, I said, well, all these people that are opening the tags, all these people that are opening the emails and clicking on the links, I want them off this list. I want them into my active list. So then when you're sending sort of emails to these people, when you're sending broadcasts and things like that, you can send a broadcast just to your active people. Your open rate, your response rate is going to be through the roof. Okay, so these are the things you want to be doing. Now, there are other traffic sources. I touched on some yesterday. I touched on a couple of Darren Orlando sites. If you want some sort of cheap login ads, they're really cheap to get hold of. You can buy some credits. If you check out yesterday's day 3 video, you'll see what I'm talking about there. Now, there are other sites that have been around for a long time. Always get me good results, and one of them is this one over here. Infinity Traffic Boost. There's like Infinity Traffic Boost. There's also Infinity Mailer Boost. They're Frank Bauer and forget the other guys' names. Their sites. They've got a few. They've got the sort of viral URL and other ones. This is one. I've been a member of this for a long time, and this always produces leads and results. Always has done. It looks a bit sort of messy when you first get on board, but there's a lot to it. I'll probably do a separate training video on it. But you can basically buy traffic pages, you can serve some pages, get some credits, and you can send a mailing out. You do have to buy what they're called TPOs, traffic packages, to get yourself some credits. And you can also use any earned sort of credits to upgrade yourself slowly. I'll do a separate video on it. I'll do a bit more depth on this. But this is a very, very good site. Some people don't like it because a lot of the stuff you have to buy, they do focus on sort of crypto. And if you're not familiar with buying things with crypto, then it might come as a bit confusing. But they do have options to buy things using, I think it's Payeer or Payoneer, one of the two. So if you wanted to use a sort of debit card, or I think you can even pay with Wise. But if you're familiar with using crypto, it's fairly easy, fairly straightforward. So you just sort of buy your traffic package, and then you can place ads, because you can serve a few pages yourself if need be. I sent a mailing today just before I came on here, and because basically when you get the surfing ads, when people say sort of surf for a few credits, other people come and surf a lot more. They're gonna surf pages, and I always get leads from here, always have done, and they're quite responsive. And I don't know if there was any on those. There might have been on those screenshots that I showed when you're tracking. If you come over here, you'll see where they come from. Maybe not on this particular one, but mine, or you put ITB or Infinity Mailer on the end or whatever, and you'll see where the leads come from. That's a very good one. You got some other good, well-known sites. This is a very popular site. Again, does very well. Another one that I use, 100% clicks. Like I said, there's hundreds of these mailers and save lists out there, and you just need to keep trying different ones, and then listen to where other people get ones. And if you're tracking everything, I'll go back over here. Let's get away from that flashing screen. Yeah. So if you're tracking everything and you've got these things down here, as you can see, if I come down here, these are the tracking bits at the end. So we've got viral URL, Leads Leap Pro Ad, ADC, that's an AdChio, Darren Orlando site. FAFI block, that means free advertising for you. Block ad, yeah, WPT2 together there. Wholesale premium traffic, another wholesale premium. Viral mailer for you, solo ad, Leads Leap Pro Ad, free advertising for you, solo. WPT Mailer Gold, Leads Leap, Hercules, there's another one, Infinity Mailer Boost. This is why you need to be putting these snippets of code in that I said to you about. Like I said, if you go into one of the sites, you've only got to put it on the end here. So when you copy the URL up there, and you're going to place that somewhere. So you're going to place that on one of these mailing exchanges. You would just put ITB, or if you're in free advertising for you, you put, I normally put FAFY, FAFY, and then I'll just add to what it is. Is it a solo ad? Is it a block ad? Is it a banner? Because you want to know, yes, it's come from the site, but you want to know where's it come from? Has it come from a banner ad? Has it come from a solo ad? Has it come from a text ad? And just by putting these little bits of code that mean something to you on the end, it makes it so easy. It makes it so simple. And then you've got the tracking. This is what makes a difference. You've got to be, because it's all about, scaling up what is working and scaling down what is not, and you've got to be tracking your event. It's no good just putting all your eggs in one basket, just relying on one platform. It's crazy thing to do. Do things regularly like this. I've done videos for years. I don't mind doing them. Some people don't like doing videos, which is fine. You can still make a video about showing your face. You can just record the screen. There's various ways, or just don't do them if you're really anti them. You can just do some written stuff. But you got to trial and test. You're not going to get results just by posting a link on Facebook or dropping it in one of these make money groups that are just spam fests. You're not going to get results like that. You're not going to get results by putting a couple of banners on or a couple of links in one of the traffic sites. You've got to be proactive. And also with these sites, if you're using any site, 100% Click's a little bit different because I've got one of the upgrades in there. If you're using a site such as Free Advertising for You, for example, one of Jason Wise's sites, or any of the well-known sort of traffic exchange stroke mailer sites, you do need to be active in there. It's the same as even Darren Orlando sites. And it doesn't mean you've got to spend hours per day in there. You just basically got to be in there. Go in there and say, view 10 ads, click on 10 ads, or click on some 10 emails. Just spend a few minutes in there, viewing a few ads and coming out again. And this is why when you can hone it, if you've got hundreds of sites, it's not going to be possible, which is why you need to focus. If you're tracking everything, you can focus on, say, get yourself a good 10 to 15 sites, say, maximum, of sites that are good, that maybe you've upgraded in 2 or 3 of them, and that are producing, like, say, Infinity Traffic Boost. I know that's going to be used. That's why I'll always buy another TPO package while I'm in there, because I know I'll get leads from it. And things like that, and I can mail to it as well. I can mail up to 3,000 members as well. It's worth upgrading and keeping upgraded. So when you get one of these and you add, say, 100% clicks and maybe some Jason Wise sites, Free Advertising for Yous and Wild Mailer for Yous and things like that, you're getting these sites that are producing. So then you can hone it down to sort of 10, 12 or more sites. And then you can just sort of say, give yourself 5-10 minutes on each site, go in there, see how your ads are doing, top up anything that needs topping up, refreshing some ads up, and just view a few mails, click on a few ads, and that just shows you as being active. Because if you just place these ads in these traffic exchange stroke mailer type sites and then you just disappear, what's going to happen is your ads are not going to get shown, because you'll be classed as inactive, because they don't want people just coming in there, placing ads and disappearing. The idea is that your ads will be shown as long as you're active on that site. It's a really important thing to know, because otherwise they're not going to get seen, and you've gone in there, you've made the ad, you posted it, it's for nothing. It's a little bit different if you're sending out a solo or a mail blast, obviously, because then you don't have to be, because a lot of these other programs that promote that method, then you can just log in, send your mail if you're okay to send mail, send it off and come out. It doesn't really matter, or you can use something like Traffic Zipper to do it for you. But if you want to be, if you're using the other parts, if you're using the banners, if you're using if you're putting up some ads that are going to be surfed on, like surfing ads or whatever you want to call them, you do need to be active. If you're not active on there, they're not going to show you ads. It's just the way these platforms work. So let's just jump back to the live. So I've gone about 25 minutes. So let's just stop sharing now. So I hope that sort of makes some sense to you. Depending on where you're watching this is streamed live to my Facebook profile. I will drop it into my Facebook group afterwards, and I will download this later on and drop it onto YouTube. So this has been the Affiliate Mentor 90-day challenge, day number 4. Some traffic, some tips, and stuff like that. So I really do hope you found that useful. So whenever you're watching it, drop a comment or a like or whatever down the bottom. Any questions, let me know. I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. As for Affiliate Mentor, the links are below this video somewhere, depending on where you're watching it. Jump on board. It's just a one-time $25 to get on board and get started. It's a great program. It's got a huge momentum. It's doing ever so well. Our team leader, Edward, has already made nearly $7,000 in his first 30 days. There's people really rocking it. And yes, upgrades are highly recommended. But if you want to come in and just do your Spark membership at $25 and get people in and fill your matrix in so it cycles, you can do that as well, because there's a couple of members doing it extremely well, doing just that in the Facebook group as well. So, and the training is second to none. It's very high quality, and it really is a sort of business in a box. You don't get many good programs like this that are well packaged, easy to follow, and everything else that come along very often. So there you go, guys. That just about wraps it up for day number 4. So whatever you do, have a great day. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video. Cheers and bye for now.